After the age of 60, the human body begins to operate under a different internal logic. Earlier in life, biology is ambitious. Cells divide eagerly, tissues rebuild quickly, and systems tolerate excess in the name of growth. But later in life, the body becomes conservative. Its priority shifts from expansion to preservation. This is not failure. It is wisdom written into biology. Every system becomes focused on holding structure, conserving energy, and maintaining balance for as long as possible. Nutrition, therefore, can no longer be treated as fuel for building more, but as material for protecting what already exists. When milk enters this aging system, it is no longer interacting with a body that wants to grow taller, denser, or stronger at all costs. It is entering a body that asks quieter, more selective questions. Can this be digested without strain? Can this support stability without creating imbalance? Bones, for example, are no longer actively constructing new mass. Instead, they are negotiating loss. Bone tissue is constantly remodeled, but after 60, breakdown slightly outpaces rebuilding. Calcium and protein may slow this process, but they cannot reverse it. The mistake many people make is assuming that increasing intake can override biology. Aging does not respond to force, it responds to cooperation. Muscles follow the same principle. The body is no longer aggressively building muscle tissue. It is resisting gradual erosion. This resistance requires consistent signals, not overwhelming ones. Milk can provide protein that contributes to this maintenance, but only if digestion and movement are present to support it. The liver and kidneys, too, reflect the shift. Their capacity to filter and regulate becomes narrower. What was once easily processed may now create subtle metabolic stress if consumed thoughtlessly. Milk, with its minerals and proteins, must fit into this tighter physiological margin. Preservation demands precision. Digestion itself becomes one of the most important factors after 60, and it is often the first system to speak when something no longer fits. The digestive tract changes quietly with age. Stomach acid production may decrease, slowing protein breakdown. Enzyme release becomes less robust. Among these enzymes, lactase often declines significantly. Lactase is responsible for breaking down lactose, the natural sugar in milk. When lactase levels fall, milk may no longer be processed efficiently. For some older adults, this change is immediately noticeable. Milk causes bloating, gas, heaviness, or discomfort. These are not minor inconveniences, they are biological signals. Undigested lactose moves into the colon, where bacteria ferment it, producing gas and irritation. Over time, this can create chronic digestive stress and low-grade inflammation. For other individuals, digestion remains efficient. Genetics, lifelong dairy consumption, and gut microbiome composition all influence this outcome. There is no universal response. Absorption adds another layer of complexity. Nutrients only matter if they cross the intestinal barrier and enter circulation. Inflammation, common in aging digestive systems, can impair absorption. A glass of milk may contain calcium and protein, but if the gut cannot absorb them efficiently, the benefit exists only in theory. Worse, digestive strain can activate immune responses in the gut, contributing to systemic inflammation that affects joints, energy, and even cognitive clarity. Milk's value, therefore, is inseparable from digestive harmony. Calcium, often considered milk's primary benefit, is frequently misunderstood. Calcium does not automatically strengthen bones simply by being consumed. It requires a precise biological context. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption and utilization. Without it, much of the calcium passes through unused. Aging skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight, and aging kidneys convert it less efficiently. This means that calcium intake without adequate vitamin D can be misleading. Movement is equally important. Bones are living tissue that respond to stress. Walking, lifting, and balance exercises send signals that bones are needed and should be reinforced. Without these signals, calcium has no clear destination. In sedentary bodies, calcium may remain in circulation longer than intended. Over time, this increases the risk of calcium depositing in soft tissues, including blood vessels. This contributes to stiffness rather than strength. Milk, in this context, does not protect bones. It simply supplies raw material that the body may not know how to use. Hormonal changes further influence calcium's fate. After 60, estrogen and testosterone levels decline, altering bone remodeling dynamics. Milk does not correct these hormonal shifts. It can only support a system that is already being guided toward preservation by movement, vitamin D, and metabolic balance. Calcium is not a command, it is a suggestion. Whether the body accepts it depends on context. Protein in milk plays a different but equally nuanced role. Muscle loss with age is common, not because the body no longer wants muscle, but because it becomes less responsive to protein signals. This reduced responsiveness means older muscles require clearer, more consistent nutritional cues to maintain themselves. Milk contains high-quality protein and essential amino acids that can support this process when digestion allows. However, protein that cannot be digested does not become muscle. If milk causes digestive discomfort, inflammation, or reduced appetite, its protein benefit is compromised. In such cases, alternative protein sources may serve the body better. The body prioritizes usability over reputation. Timing also matters. Older bodies respond better to moderate, evenly distributed protein intake rather than large, infrequent doses. Milk, when tolerated, can fit gently into this rhythm. Muscle maintenance is not merely about strength. It influences balance, glucose regulation, metabolic health, and independence. Preserving muscle supports the ability to move, think clearly, and recover from illness. Milk's protein can contribute to this preservation, but it works quietly and only in partnership with movement and overall dietary quality. Perhaps the most important truth about drinking milk after 60 is that the response becomes deeply individual. Aging amplifies biological uniqueness. Two people of the same age may experience entirely different effects from the same food. Genetics, medications, past illnesses, gut bacteria, and decades of dietary habits all shape response. Milk becomes a mirror rather than a rule. Some bodies integrate milk seamlessly, experiencing stable digestion, steady energy, and no inflammatory signals. Others respond with discomfort, stiffness, or fatigue. These responses are not imagined. They are data. The aging body communicates through sensation long before disease appears. Learning to listen to these signals is one of the most scientific acts an older adult can perform. Health after 60 is no longer about obedience to generalized advice. It is about alignment with the body's current reality. Milk is neither hero nor villain. It is a participant in a dialogue. Whether it supports well-being or quietly undermines it depends entirely on how the body receives it. Aging, when approached with curiosity rather than fear, becomes an opportunity to understand the body more deeply than ever before.